Well, here, let me give the devil his due here, Kelley.
Okay.
For Trump to force Kiev, for Trump to force peace and end the war, he would essentially have to betray Ukraine, which, after all, they are the ones who have been invaded. And Laura Loomer's right. They're the ones who are, well, the Russians too now, but they're the ones who are getting bombed here. And so for Trump to just say, all right, well, I'm cutting off all support for you, and I demand that you give up all the territory you've already lost and whatever like that. I'm for that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, in Washington, D.C., that's a hell of a row to hoe, right? Politically, that's extremely difficult compared to, say, what he ought to be able to do in Israel, for example, call off the aggressor. Right here, we're talking about betraying the defender. And then the one that, yes, the previous administration, but yes, the United States of America helped get into this mess, right, in a terrible way. So, so politically, it makes it very difficult for him to just force Ukraine to just give them what they want, right? At the same time, he can't really threaten the Russians with any more than Biden and the Europeans and the Trump government are already giving Kiev this whole time. They got manpower problems anyway. There's no point in giving them weapons that they don't have enough men to even use on the battlefield and whatever. So we're giving them basically all that they need to continue to wage a defense as much as we can. And what carrot can Donald Trump offer Vladimir Putin that the next president can't just cancel? Right, so even if he says, look, we want to screw the Europeans, we'll just ignore them and go around them, go over their helmet here, and we will just go ahead and drop all sanctions and normalize relations, and I'll take you to the ball game, and we'll just be best friends again. Well, President AOC can just ruin that in 2 years. God help us all, right? So Moscow has no major incentive to go along with some positive promises from the United States there. They know that all of Washington, D.C. is still against them and that hasn't changed at all, right? So Trump has no good threat against Russia and no good promise he can make to them to get them to stop what they're doing, which is winning slowly, grinding up the Ukrainians and steadily taking more and more ground. And I just barely started to watch an episode of Willie OAM this morning, the great Australian war veteran, Afghan war vet, and battle map enthusiast. And he was talking about how the Ukrainians just lost another major town today or yesterday. So the Russians are advancing, but very slowly. And they are, by the map, they're far short of their goal. Now, of course, what they're trying to do, according to all the experts, is fight this war of attrition where they just grind up the Ukrainians and then they can walk around and go wherever they want. But they're surely not there yet. Wherever there is, we're 4.5 years into this thing and it's not over yet.